Trust me, what you're about to hear might be the most mind-blowing crypto update of the year. This isn't another hyped-up prediction or a recycled rumor. This is real, documented, and unfolding fast. The crypto world is being shaken to its core by a series of bombshell developments centered around XRP, and the magnitude of these events could launch XRP into an entirely new financial stratosphere, possibly reaching $5,000 per token. Sounds insane, right? But stay with me, because once we piece together the puzzle, you'll understand why this isn't just possible. It's looking increasingly inevitable. Let's begin with what's sending shockwaves through the XRP community and broader crypto landscape: a leaked SEC memo that appears to confirm the agency has effectively conceded in its long-standing legal battle with Ripple Labs, according to sources citing a sealed filing obtained via Pacer Monitor internal SEC communications, acknowledged the lack of sufficient grounds to continue pursuing their case against Ripple with any realistic chance of a favorable outcome. In other words, after years of dragging Ripple through the regulatory mud, the SEC may have just waved the white flag behind closed doors. This is monumental. The Ripple versus SEC case has been the single most pivotal legal saga in crypto's modern history. If the SEC is indeed stepping back, we're entering a new age of legitimacy, not only for XRP, but for utility-based digital assets across the board. Now, timing here is everything. Just as this memo made its way into insider circles, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse released a cryptic teaser across all major social platforms in it. He promised to go live within 72 hours with what he called the most consequential announcement Ripple has ever made, and possibly the biggest partnership in crypto history. Think about that for a second. Brad isn't known for overhyping things. If he's saying this could change the game, then we better pay close attention. The rumor mill is already spinning. Some insiders suggest the partnership could involve a major central bank, possibly in the Asia-Pacific region, testing XRP as a bridge asset for gold-backed central bank digital currencies. Others believe it could be tied to a swift integration testbed. Ripple has been building for cross-border settlements. If either is true, the price of XRP would need to skyrocket, not because of speculation, but due to fundamental demand for real-world utility. Meanwhile, in the shadows, the whales are moving, and I'm not talking about small-time crypto players. According to Whale Alert, a staggering $900 million worth of XRP has been quietly moved from major exchanges into cold storage wallets over the past week. These aren't traders trying to make a quick buck. These are institutional actors and deep-pocketed investors, securing XRP off-grid presumably ahead of the upcoming legal and regulatory bombshells. What's the significance? Whenever whales pull funds from exchanges, it's often a signal they're expecting long-term price appreciation and want to store their assets safely away from volatility and manipulation. But to see nearly $1 billion in movement, just as SEC filings leak, and Ripple gears up for a massive announcement, that's no coincidence. The community is buzzing. And it's not just crypto Twitter this time. Financial analysts, fintech execs, and hedge fund managers are finally leaning in. What once was considered speculative is now being viewed as strategic as XRP begins to earn regulatory clarity. The financial system is slowly beginning to accept it not as an altcoin, but as a core infrastructural asset. And this is exactly where things get. Nuclear speculation is mounting that Ripple is preparing for full-scale implementation of XRP as a global liquidity tool, potentially involving tokenized assets, securities, commodities, and yes, even gold. Let's take a moment to talk numbers, because this is where it gets truly mind-melting. A growing number of analysts are proposing that for XRP to support trillions of dollars in global settlement flows across central banks, institutions, and CBDC systems, the asset needs to reach high values not for hype, but to serve its design purpose efficiently. Ripple's own CTO, David Schwartz, has hinted at this for years. The higher the price of XRP, the less liquidity is required to settle high V-value transfers. So if you need to move $1 trillion across nations using a single pool of XRP liquidity, and the token is worth $1, that's impossible. But if XRP is worth $10,000, the math suddenly works. Enter the $5,000 prediction. It's not pulled from thin air. It comes from models that forecast institutional-level flows, total supply caps, and emerging demand from tokenized economic systems. If CBDCs get gold backing, and XRP is used as the conversion bridge between sovereign currencies and those digital assets, a $5,000 price isn't just feasible, It may be necessary. Music. Let's zoom out even more. The current market is ignoring the writing on the wall. Bitcoin dominance is shrinking. Harem is bogged down by gas fees and layer 2 congestion. Meanwhile, Ripple is building partnerships with hundreds of banks, pilot programs with central banks, real-time settlements in corridors spanning Africa, Asia, and Latin America, and now potentially a game-changing ETF on the horizon, both in Canada and the United States. Canada's Purpose Investments is already seeking regulatory approval for a spot XRP ETF. And as crazy as it sounds, a leak suggests the SEC is not opposing a similar fund in the United States this time. That would be the ultimate reversal from their earlier antagonism. Every share of a spot ETF must be backed by real XRP. This isn't derivatives or futures, it's spot that means new demand. Real demand, multiply that by billions in inflows from institutional clients, retirement funds, and trading apps. And you get one thing: price pressure in a market with fixed supply demand doesn't just move price, it launches it. And let's be real, if XRP gets ETF access, it's no longer the underdog. It becomes the backbone of a new digital financial system. Still skeptical? That's fine, but while mainstream media stays silent, XRP insiders are mobilizing, thousands are studying court filings, tracking wallet addresses, and monitoring test transactions on Ripple. And honestly, the data is telling one story. The setup is real, the fuse is lit, and the detonation could shake global markets. So here's the call to action. Sell your altcoins, get off the fence, do your research. But don't sleep on XRP. The market rarely sends signals this loud when the SEC blinks, when Garlinghouse speaks, and when whales start stacking. It's not a coincidence. It's preparation. This isn't about hype, it's about history. You're either in position now or wishing you were when XRP crosses 100, then 1,000, and possibly 5,000 before 2026. Thank you for sticking with this deep dive drop. Your thoughts below. Are we witnessing the rebirth of the financial system? In real time, is XRP about to claim the crown as the king of utility? Crypto, let us know in the comments. And if this opened your eyes, smash that like button, subscribe for daily updates, and share this with someone who still thinks XRP is just another altcoin. The revolution isn't coming. It's already here. Disclaimer: this video is for educational and formational purposes only. It is not financial advice. Please do your own research and consult with a financial advisor before making any investment decisions.